The office went completely silent when Mr. Ade stood up and said those words. "I'm not your assistant. I'm the owner of this company." I still remember how my pen slipped from my hand and hit the floor. I couldn't move. I couldn't speak. I just sat there, staring at him. Everyone else had the same look of disbelief. It felt like the walls were closing in. You could hear the air conditioning humming like it was mocking us. How do we miss all the signs? Let me take you back to the beginning. I've worked at this mid-sized branding and marketing firm for about 5 years. We had around 25 employees, and the company had been around for nearly a decade. When I joined, we were just transitioning to new leadership after the previous CEO stepped down quietly due to health issues. That's when Mr. Daniel came in. He was all energy and ambition. Designer suits, buzzwords, endless meetings. He talked a lot about scaling and disruption. He praised loudly and criticized even louder. If he didn't like you, you'd feel it. Then came Mr. Ade. He was introduced during a Monday morning meeting as Mr. Daniel's new personal assistant. He looked like someone's quiet uncle. Simple shirts, plain trousers, and always carrying a brown folder. He was soft-spoken, always moving, always observing. He said little, smiled often, and most of us barely noticed him. I'm ashamed to say I ignored him too. You know how office culture works. There's gossip in the break room, silent competition for promotions, and side eyes when someone new walks in. We judge Mr. Ade as just another errand guy. Some even called him the ghost because he'd appear and disappear without a sound. Mr. Daniel treated him like furniture. He barked orders at him, sent him on petty errands, and sometimes scolded him in front of everyone. I remember one meeting where the projector failed, and Mr. Daniel snapped at him like he was a child. That day, I noticed something. Mr. Ade didn't flinch. He didn't look embarrassed or angry, just calm, like he was watching a child throw a tantrum. I should have asked questions, but I didn't. Weeks passed, and things got strange. Salaries were delayed. HR let go of 2 team members, citing restructuring. Meanwhile, Mr. Daniel rolled up in a brand new luxury SUV. He parked it right at the front entrance every day, calling it a reward for his leadership. Client complaints were rising. Budgets were tight, and creative ideas were being rejected for no reason. Mr. Daniel wanted everything flashy and loud. I once pitched a campaign that the client loved, but he shut it down. Not flashy enough, he said. Mr. Ade never commented. He just kept walking from office to office, asking quiet questions. Sometimes he'd ask things like, "Do you feel heard here, or are your ideas being used?" Most people brushed him off. One evening, I was working late. He stopped by my desk. "You look tired," he said. "Do they listen to your ideas?" I laughed bitterly. "They hear me, but they don't listen." He nodded and walked away. Then the rumors started. Someone said Mr. Daniel was using company funds for a side business. Another claimed he inflated a contract and pocketed the difference. No one could prove anything, but the tension in the office was thick. And then we noticed something else. Mr. Ade was spending more time in the boardroom, sometimes alone, sometimes with files. We thought he was just prepping documents for Mr. Daniel. Then came an email. Mandatory staff meeting. Monday morning. No exceptions. We all gathered in the conference room. Mr. Daniel wasn't there yet. Mr. Ade stood at the front, holding his brown folder. He smiled and said he'd wait a few more minutes. Then Mr. Daniel walked in, confident, phone in hand, navy blue suit. He looked annoyed. "What's this about?" he asked. And that's when Mr. Ade said it. "I'm not your assistant. I'm the owner of this company." Silence. He repeated it, then opened his folder and pulled out documents. He told us everything. After the former CEO stepped down, the board reached out to Mr. Ade. He was one of the original co-founders, a silent partner who had been managing private ventures abroad. They brought him back quietly to observe the company from within. He chose to return as an assistant, to see the truth from the ground level. He had full access to financials, client records, and internal communications. He saw everything: the inflated contracts, the fake expenses, the delayed salaries while management paid themselves first. He reported it all to the board. And now, as the new acting CEO and majority shareholder, he was here to clean house. Mr. Daniel laughed nervously, called it a prank. But when security walked in and escorted him out, we knew it was real. Some people looked down. Others whispered apologies to Mr. Ade. I felt sick. All those times I walked past him without saying good morning. All the times I stayed silent when others mocked him. I was part of the problem. After that day, everything changed. Mr. Ade became our full-time CEO. But he didn't start wearing expensive suits or acting superior. He still dressed simply, still walked the halls, still smiled. But now, everyone greeted him with genuine respect. He cleaned out the corruption, promoted people who had been overlooked for years, introduced fair policies and bonus systems. And every Friday, he held a 15-minute open chat where anyone could speak, no judgment. It was like we'd been blind, and now we could see. One day, he called me into his office. "You've got good ideas," he said. "I've seen your reports. Why weren't they approved?" I shrugged. I didn't think they were what the company wanted. He smiled. "From now on, we're building a company where the best ideas win, not the loudest voices." That stayed with me. Looking back, I learned something powerful. We often judge people by what we see. We ignore the quiet ones. We follow the loudest voice in the room. But real leadership doesn't always look like what we expect. Mr. Ade, whose name I later learned means crown in his culture, taught me that true power doesn't need to shout. He showed us that integrity is louder than ego, that listening is stronger than commanding, and that respect should be given to everyone, not just titles. Now, I speak kindly to the janitor. I listen to the intern. I look twice at the quiet ones, because you never know who someone truly is. The assistant everyone ignored was actually the king.